Hey all you moon cats and you star kittens, I'm Tempress and this is Tempress Heart Tarot Talks, New Moon Intentions. And today, April 22nd, 2020, we have the new moon in Taurus, which is transiting the 6th house. To me, this transit is one that focuses on creating daily practices of self-service. So this is how we can prioritize ourselves by creating routines around our self-care and deepening our sense of self-love in our every single day life. So Taurus is ruled by Venus, and that's all about the beauty of love and attractiveness, right? We see that a lot with Taurans, and they find love and appeal in the indulgence of comfort and pleasing the senses with material goods, the five senses, right? Seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, and touching. But Taurans are much more than surface level pleasure. There is a depth to the Tauran sensuality that really can only be appeased by tuning in to the deeper and more truer sense of self. So this goes past caring for basic senses, and this goes on to the next level of things. What we can learn from the Taurus moon in the 6th house is to give yourself permission to spend time, the time that you need to spend on yourself to unwind. You know, you got to do you, boo, that kind of thing, right? So this is looking at how can we make space every single day to treat ourselves with the true emotional self-care. How can we take a trip to the emotional spa for a cleansing? We're going to look at closing off from the outside world. You got to put yourself in the mind frame that there is no work life here. You know, the media, the news, your friends, entertainment for distraction, putting any focus on your relationships and all that, put that out the door. That's not what we're doing here. This is you spending time on you by connecting with the you within. Value your existence underneath the surface level of your life, because you're a complex creature and you have complex thoughts, complex emotions, and all of that needs to be honored, which means there is no time to listen to anybody else. This is time to listen to you. Honor yourself by listening to you. Like, self-care is great and all. You know, you can relax in the bubble bath with some bubbly and a face mask and watch some trash TV. But it hits a little bit different when you do something like deep breathing and slow yoga and allow yourself to tune into the self within. You know, take 5 minutes. Take 5 minutes right now and do that. Pause this video. Come back to me later. Go do some deep breathing, stretch, and just quiet your mind and tune into how you feel inside. If you don't want to continue on for another 5 minutes, then I challenge you to look deeper into the thoughts that are causing you to say, hey, this is stupid. Why am I doing this? I don't really care. It hurts to stretch even. If it hurts to stretch, that means you need to stretch. But I challenge you to take a look at those thoughts that are self-deflection. This is where you're going to find sources to your anxious mind or things that keep your focus off your deeper sense of self. I challenge you, if you can't take 5 minutes to quiet your mind, then I challenge you to look at why. So this is where you got to think about yourself. Who are you when you're alone? Are you somebody that you are connected to? And are you fulfilled with yourself when you are truly by yourself? This is important right now because what's happening in the world. We're all under social isolation. We are kind of forced to be alone in our own bubbles here, even if we're living with other people. We have a lot of time that we haven't had before or we probably haven't had before, to be with ourselves. And this is the best excuse that you have to take some time out for keen introspection, to hear ourselves, to listen to ourselves, and to ask ourselves, are we truly taking care of our emotional bodies? And what does it mean for you to take a deeper care of yourself? Under the practical self-care of the new moon, I think spiritual and emotional fulfillment and identifying what that is to you is a healthy intention to start. And this being in the 6th house, that means making space for it in your everyday life, to check in with yourself. What's more luxurious than emotional satisfaction and fulfilling connections with yourself and with others? Because true self-care means true self-love, baby. And that's what this Taurus moon is teaching us. For ourselves and for the inspiration of others, this will have the radiating butterfly effect. When you are inspired to take care of yourself, that inspires the other people in your life to take a look at what you're doing and say, hey, like, they're onto something, and hopefully they start doing that same thing for them. And what this does is this has a really good healing effect on our own consciousness, but the human consciousness as a whole, and our relationships with others, because when we're more taken care of, we can better take care of other people. That's just the way it is. So here are our prompts today. This is what we're going to ask ourselves. When I close off to the distractions of the world and I look at the real me, am I satisfied with the fullness of myself? Am I satisfied with the fullness of myself? With the fullness that I offer myself? With the fullness in which I connect to myself? Is it bodacious, robust, and serving to how I express myself? How can I honor myself by fully embodying the grace of my truth in my everyday life? That's what we're going to look at. And that's what you can journal about after this video is done, if you are so called to, because I know I will. Thank you for the time that you spent with me today. I hope that I can inspire something in you the way that I'm inspired to do this project, this video series, and having to do with the themes around the new moons. And now on to the Tarotscopes. Don't think I forgot about them. And this is what we're going to do. So how we're going to look at the Tarotscopes is I'm going to pull 2 main tarot cards, one for the sun and one for the moon, for the sun-moon conjunction of the new moon. And our sun card will be building on our daily practices to make practical routines about self-care. And our moon is going to be representative of how we can fulfill our emotional, spiritual body to better comfort and support ourselves. The timestamps are going to be down below. I suggest you check out your sun, your moon, and your rising, and whatever sign you feel is very prominent in your chart and has a very prominent effect on who you are and how you take care of yourself. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Hit the links for the Tarotscopes.